Hey, Mark, fake banter for the intro.
That's all I know how to do.
Great.
Good to be here.
Welcome to Tuesdays with
Stories.
Hit her in the face with a surfboard.
And then the duck fell out of his bag.
Surf's up. And she didn't even flush.
Knock, knock.
Who's there? Mark Norman and Joe List.
Yeah! This is Tuesdays with Stories, everybody.
Nah, that's terrible.
This is supposed to be cheesy.
My radio is spitting at me.
Here we go.
Ready? We're rolling? We're
Sorry.
rolling.
Oh, geez, sorry. I hate when people clear their throat on the mic, and I'm doing it.
I don't mind a throat clear. I like a throat clear.
Oh, okay.
It depends on what kind of throat clear we're talking.
Aha.
Is it like a
Yeah.
or is it like a
I hate that guy. Get the hell out of here with the hawking.
a lot of hockey, but I got to tell you, I love hockey, and
Yeah, go Bruins.
I've been as a reflux guy. If I have a couple pieces of chocolate and a
Yeah.
Chipotle and a tea, I can be quite the hawker.
Yeah,
But I
Hawkeye.
try to, Ed Hockney. Who's Ed Hockney again?
No, I've
Is
never
he a
heard
mayor? Can you look up Ed
of him.
Hockney?
Koch, which
Ed
sounds like a
Koch.
hawk.
Vote for the Cuomo, not the homo.
There you go.
My favorite. That was in the subways. Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
It wasn't like they spray painted it. That was like an actual ad.
That was a
Vote
better
for
time.
Cuomo, not the homo.
That was when New York was New York.
Yeah, back in the day, you could really call someone a homo.
Yes, good times. I mean, I still do it, but I don't print it.
I think Ed Hockney's somebody. I think that's somebody. Hockney.
David Hockney?
Who's that?
It says he's an English painter, draftsman, printmaker, stage designer, and photographer.
Sounds like a homo.
That's not who I was making.
okay.
That's not who I was referencing.
Different homo.
Ed Hock.
Hawk.
Ed Hock. Isn't he somebody?
Yeah.
Ad hoc.
Ad hoc. Ad hominem. Ad
Uh,
nauseum.
Baseball player, Ed Hock?
Ad hoc.
Baseball player?
maybe Ed
Ed
Hock.
Hock.
What years are we talking?
He was born in 1899, so a long time.
Well, I don't know.
They
I
had
got.
baseball back then?
I saw him pitch
All
back
right.
then. All right.
You're a hawk. Okay.
Ed Hockney. Ed Pickney is a basketball player for the Celtics, I think.
Big pick.
Ed Pickney. But anyways,
Ed
I've
Pickney.
hawked, but I try to really keep it. I try to move over here.
Yeah, that's nice. Some guys do it right into there, and I'm like, we don't need to hear that on the radio.
Yeah, I hear. I just listened to it was a debate about AI, of course. It's all I can think about.
Boy.
But the one guy, he must have had COVID or something, because there was one guy debating who had a stutter, and then another guy debating who had a cough. So he was like, well, the thing about robots is that you got to...
Yeah.
And it was a tough listen. But hey, we've been here post-COVID where we were both coughing, so...
That's true, nail in the coffin. But I do think, did you hear the news? A Japanese porn star choked to death on semen. I thought of you immediately. Yeah, because you wanna do that, right?
I don't want to choke on semen.
Oh, who was I thinking about? Oh, you want jizz on your back?
Oh, yeah. Well,
Oh,
I'm kind of
okay.
over that. I'm going to be a
Okay,
father
sorry.
soon,
All
but
right.
I'm interested still.
Yeah, if you get jizz on your back, you're not gonna have a kid.
It just feels fun. I mean, I'm just jealous that these women get to feel a load shoot on the back of their throat. The satisfaction.
Yes, and it's warm. Warm on the back is nice.
To just be rewarded is so nice, because I finger my wife till the cows come home,
Sure,
and all I
sure,
get is a
I've
couple
seen it.
moves.
Right.
I don't get a on the
Yes.
face. Like,
That would be like a nice utter madness. Just give me that shot of cow milk.
just milk me up, milk jugs.
Oh yeah.
But to come on the back, I'm getting a little old for that,
Okay. Well, she gargled to death and just talk about hawking. She could have used a hawk.
I guess I could see that. Jizz is thick. You're
Yes.
dehydrated.
Yes. And you got to keep the mouth open, because it's all these businessmen around you, and they're just dropping loads. So you're eventually gonna gag.
I guess it's like waterboarding. It's cumboarding.
Ooh,
That's what we
cumboarding.
should have been doing. Next
Yes.
war, with this secrets, let's do some cumboarding.
And when's that going to come to the X Games? A little cumboarding. You're out there shooting on the half pipe.
But anyways, half gay, half pipe. Because I know you got the big epic that we teased.
Yes, epic.
I'm excited about the Ozepic.
That
But
wasn't bad.
I did Legion of Skanks the other day. It was pretty fun.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Good. Okay.
I mean, it's a little dicey. I mean, I think our show's dicey. That show,
Forget about it.
I
They go to
mean,
another level.
I mean, you're just standing there being like, well, this is it. I can't ever have an acting role, a family. I think I have to abort my child. I can't show up to school with this footage.
No, PTA's out. Yeah, and the funny thing is, like, I'll read the comments sometimes. They're like, Norman stayed quiet on that one. I'm like, you damn right I did. I'm trying to keep it moving out here.
I know. They love that. Lewis is like, you're a pussy. I'm like, I don't know what you want me to do. I'm like,
Yeah.
I can't double down on like, boop, you know?
Yeah, you're fingering a black child while saying the N-word. I don't know. This isn't good for anybody.
But it was a fun episode. But anyways, let me shove this nugget right in your ass because I think it might make you come.
All right, well, let's hope. I need to blow a load.
So I've
Choke
had
on it.
3 mornings in a row where I had morning sex. How about that?
What?
3 for 3.
With the preg?
Yeah.
Wow.
No, with fucking the neighbor, Ronan.
Oh, hey. Done worse. But, okay, wow. 3 and 3 today, yesterday, and the day before.
Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. I'm the Cal Ripken of the morning fuck. Well, I think pregnant's good because I convinced her that it's good for the baby.
Ah, yes.
Because the orgasm cools the baby out.
Oh, I like that. De-stress.
So she's into it. I think you're more pregnant when you're horny. No, you're more horny when you're pregnant.
Is she initiating or you initiating?
Well, she's never initiated ever once, but she's right on board. She signs off.
Okay.
I present the contract, she signs it, and then we get the signing bonus.
Can I get your present? Because to me, the presenting is the hardest part. The sex I'm good with. The finishing I'm good with. The presenting, I'm awkward.
Well, we're very much I've done bits about it. There's no move. There's no like I swing over and start kissing her.
Oh, I do.
I'm
a lot
like,
of that.
you want to have sex?
Oh.
And she's like, yeah, okay.
Wow.
And I'm like, great. And then that's it. Nice and on. But I don't need all the hubbub and the hullabaloo and the board games.
Yeah, I think a lady likes a little hullabaloo.
Not this one.
Okay.
No hullabaloo. Well, what's the problem with the hullabaloo is you do the hullabaloo and then she says hullabano and you're like, well, I just got all fucking hard. I don't want to get hard if I ain't gonna come.
Right.
So you do the move and then they go like this, no. And then you got to live with that for the next 40 years.
I live with it all the time. It's a shitty feeling.
I don't want to be turned down.
So you go, you want to have sex? And she'll say every now and then, she'll go, nah, not today. And then you go, all right.
Yeah, she's like, I want to get work done or whatever. And you're like, okay.
And what are you
See
doing?
you later.
A sideways roll?
Sideways roll.
Well, with the stomach. You're not going to get on top of that. You don't
No, what
what
you do, you kneel in front.
Kneel in front.
Yeah, she's on her back and I'm on my knees. That's how we fuck most of the time.
Really?
Yeah. Well, you
Legs
got to
up?
leave the clit available for vibration and fingering.
I see. Okay, I'm learning.
Yeah, I can teach you a couple things.
Please.
But so any jizz,
Send me the video.
wake up. Is it a video? I wake up, decide to go for a run. I haven't run since the road race, which everybody gave me shit. Everyone's like, nobody knows the term road race, you fucking homo, you piece of shit.
Road race.
That was a couple episodes ago. I ran a road race, which I thought was a common term if you're a runner. And you were like, what are you talking about, a car? And I was like, road race, a common term.
I got no memory. My recall's gone.
Yeah, you're not well.
Road race.
I ran a 5K.
5K.
Yeah.
Now I got it.
But in running terms, that's quite common.
Okay.
The Boston Marathon is a road race.
Got it.
But everyone wrote to me, you fucking piece of shit, you
Of
homo,
course.
Norman's better than you fucking faggot, your teeth are crooked, chop your dick off and throw it in the pond.
Oh,
And I was like, all right, well, I'm sorry. I thought it was a road race. My bad.
But couldn't a NASCAR be a road race?
Well, that's a road race too.
Okay,
But if I say I ran a road race, you're not like, what'd you do, the Daytona 500?
Sure. I don't know what you're doing on the weekends.
Well, I ain't driving a speed car. What's it called? Stock car.
Stock car, race card. But you're playing baseball. You're getting morning sex. You're getting people pregnant over here. Who knows what's going on?
That's true, and I do like to drive, but I'm not a fast driver. I'm a big.
I burn rubber.
No, I just like to drive. I mean, I'll go 80 in a 70. Don't get me wrong.
Okay, good to have you back.
I just don't care for these people that are like this. And I'm like, you are a piece of shit. I hope you die.
Yes.
Every time I see that, I hope that I'm going to get up the road a piece and see them with all 4 tires in the air like a dog, just bleeding out.
Yes. No, I'm with you. Yeah, especially Soder had that great bit about people who drive fast into parking spaces. What are we doing here? Just pull in.
That's funny.
You don't even need to hit the gas. Just coast right on in that square.
I love to coast. Any farts.
Coast
So
to coast.
I go for a run. I wake up. I'm going to go for a nice run, and I got to get stamps because I got little Joey, my Derek's son,
Sure.
little JoJo. I got him a birthday card. His birthday was July 27th. Doesn't matter. I don't know why I'm giving this info, but I got to send him a card, put a few bucks in there. What I did was I stuffed a lot of singles in there because kids, that money sprinkles out. It's like they won the jackpot.
Yes, you want a sprinkle. It's like a stripper.
Exactly. So you got to get a stamp. And I remember last time I had stamp, I ran out of stamp. I remember taking the last stamp and being like, well, I'm fucked now.
Yeah, you're not going to buy a new stamp.
No way. It's just, you're fucked. And they should sell stamps everywhere.
Everywhere.
Burger King, Whorehouse, Starbucks, the big three.
It'll be on a phone eventually. It'll be like, I need a stamp, and you hover it like a deposit with a check.
I said this morning. How has this not happened yet?
It's so archaic. It's antiquated. You feel like an Amish person.
Why don't we have the phone stamp?
It's coming. But yeah, there's a couple things. The rental car's a mess. Phone stamp needs to get here. What do we do? Where's AI on that?
We need AI. By the way, AI, 20% better at detecting tit cancer.
What?
Good news.
Okay, some positives.
Absolutely.
Positive for cancer.
So I do my little run loop. It's a little 3.15K loop I always do by Astoria Park, whatever. And it finishes right next to Bel Air Diner, which is where the Howard Stern Comedians and Cars takes place.
Classic diner.
And across the street is the post office. So I go, great. I'll go for a run. I'll wrap up right there. My run ends there. I'll get the stamps.
Now you're running errands.
I like it.
More running.
Aaron Sorkin.
Aaron Neville.
So I go over there. I finish the run. I feel like $1 million. I got a nice sweat going. I feel spiritual and grateful. And plus, I'm going to go mail the car. I'm doing service. I'm going to get this done, cross the thing off the to-do. I go to the post office. There's like 4 people lingering outside. I'm like, is there a line out the door? I get there. They open at 10 a.m.
Oh, Mike. It's a government building.
That's exactly my words.
What the hell? Get it together, U.S. Gov.
Double-digit opening time.
Wacky.
10 a.m. They should be open at 6. Rain, snow, sleet.
Whatever.
Jizz. Come on. 10 fucking a.m. Are you fucking me?
That is what. At least 9. It
At
should
least.
be 6, but 9 is the cutoff.
Said the same thing.
Come on.
Same thing. 9 a.m. How is it not?
Oh, this is why your FedEx, your UPS, your DHL, they all come in there and jizz right on your eye, Japanese porn star.
Well, this is the government. It's failing. Where's the space program? Where's the 7 a.m. post office? Come on, America.
School shooters are doing stuff before 10.
I mean, get it together. But I guess no one
Sad.
wants a job, blah, 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 whatever the fuck. So I go there and I'm like, I got a packed day. I got all this stuff going. I'm trying to promote the special, the podcast, the thing. And I'm like, I can't sit here for 12 minutes.
No.
So I go, maybe Rite Aid. There's a Rite Aid next door. Maybe they have stamps.
Rite Aid.
I go in there. I'm like, you guys got stamps? The guy's like, stamps? No, the post office is right there. And I knew he was going to say it. I'm like, I know the post office is there.
Yes.
They're not open. You think I don't know the post office is right there?
I tried first. Blow me.
So I go, okay. And then I Google it. It's like your grocery store, your blah, 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 your Dingleberry. And I'm like, fucking okay. God damn it. Maybe I could go to the grocery store. Should I just bail on this? Should I send Sarah?
Yeah, you got it. You got this. But I used to work at a grocery store, and we had stamps under the till. Emmett Till.
Till the Hun.
Yes.
So I go in, then I realize there's a foyer. That's open. Everyone's in there now. So the foyer's open.
Okay.
So I open the foyer. I walk in, and there's a little kiosk, like a little help-yourself thing.
I love a kiosk.
And I go, maybe I could do this help yourself. And then some guy walks away going, oh, the fucker, nothing ever works. And I go, uh-oh. And I look in the screen, it says like rebooting. It's got a little pinwheel. And I'm like, are you kidding me? And there's a cute Asian boy, I'm going to say mid-20s, glasses, had a dead tooth.
Ooh.
Sweet-looking boy.
I'm listening. I'm hard.
Sweet-looking boy. And I go, it's not working. He goes, yeah, it's not working. It doesn't work. I go, God, fuck. Farts. And he goes, well, they open in like 9 minutes. And I'm like, I know they open in 9 minutes.
Yes.
I'm in a hurry. I can't. I'm impatient.
Yes.
Then the whole story takes a turn.
Oh, God, I'm nervous about a turn.
Well, there's a heavy-set, older woman, I'm going to say early 60s.
Okay, I like the Asian boy better.
Elton John glasses with a pink tint. So
Tint.
I'm not sure if she was Asian or Middle Eastern or Hispanic.
Yeah, they're blending.
Well, she had like a scarf on. She was older and big glasses. So the three kind of men together.
Yeah.
I think maybe Latino.
Okay,
but possibly
okay.
Asian. Hard to tell.
Can't tell if I hate her or not yet.
She went, I can't see Peter. I think I hate that guy. I can't tell.
Right.
That's one of your great bits.
Oh, thank you, sir.
So anyway, I look at the lady and she goes, "You need a stamp?" And I go, "Well, yeah." And she goes, "I can help you there."
All right, lady.
And I go, "Come on, are you kidding?" And she's like, "Yeah, I got a lot of stamps." She unzips her bag, and now my heart is filling with joy and semen.
People coming together.
And I go, "You got to be kidding! If you give me a stamp right now, I might start to cry. I swear to God."
Tramp stamp.
And this guy's like, "Come on, how about this?" And she goes, "How many do you need?" I go, "I just need one stamp."
Oh, I love it.
I'm mailing a card to my 8-year-old nephew, for God's sakes, or 7-year-old nephew.
Yeah, 7.
And she goes, "Why don't you take 4?" And she
Wow.
rips off a 4-piece
What
and
is
goes,
this?
"That's for you."
Fairy godmother.
It was like It's a Wonderful Life. I jumped in her arms. I threw my
Wow.
legs around her hips. I kind of titty fucked her.
Yeah, pink tit.
But it
Tint.
gave me hope for humanity, hope for society, and I got to pay it forward. So let me suck you off or
All
something if you need
right,
something.
I love it. Then I'll give him a stamp, and we'll do the whole cycle. But here's what's great about it. It's a metaphor for fuck the government. Big government can suck my ass. The people. It's about the people, Jerry.
The people look out for each other, but someone's got to look out for the people.
Sure.
Certain people. I mean, this lady obviously comes from a lot of money. She's got several stamps.
Yeah, they're not cheap.
But it was a real game changer. Went home, put the stamp on there, slid the thing in the box, which is a lot of fun.
Ooh, that is a good time. And it's nice to know you put a 13-cent James Dean or whatever the hell it is. You know, the Heisenberg. What was that blimp?
Ed Hockney.
No. What's
The
blimp?
Eichenberg.
Crash.
Hindenburg.
Hindenburg.
Yes.
Thank you. Knew it was a Jewish name. But the Hindenburg crowd, that was the stamp I had for a while. But it's just going to go in a box, and then you go, you take 3 shits, you watch a movie, and it'll be in Washington State.
It'll be there, and he'll open it. He'll be excited. Although last time I caused a melee because I wrote fart on. I gave him a 50. I wrote fart, and it said like, "I love you, Joey." I wrote on it, and somebody had told him, his fucking dumb goddamn father told him it's illegal to write on money, which it is to deface whatever.
Right.
And so he didn't even get any joy. He started crying. He's like, "You're gonna go to jail." And every time I see him, he's like, "You might go to jail. You ruined the money." They had to trade it in for different money.
That's cute.
And I had to explain to him, like, you can write fart, cunt, fuck, dick on money. People are taking it.
Oh, I'll take it. I prefer that kind of money. Right all over mine.
But so he was really sad. So I couldn't write on it, but I put a bunch of money in there. And I put so many bills in there, but I'm hoping he doesn't notice it's less than he got last year. Times are hard.
They see the amount. It's just flowing. It's like one of those boxes with all the cash where you got to grab it. You know those?
Exactly.
By the way, I did one of those. Not easy.
You did one?
I did was a goof. It was like a state fair. They had one, and it was fake money, but they're like, let's see how much you can get. And I was like, oh, I got this. I'm going to get all of it. And
Yeah.
the best move is, I did it like 12 times. The best move is just kind of do this and let it stack up on you. Because if you're flailing, the money's flailing as well. And so you got to just hold it.
Now, are you allowed to open your shirt?
I
and let
did
it go
that
in there?
move, yes.
That's pretty fun.
But that took a few tries.
Uh-huh.
I had to learn. But now, if I ever get one of those bins, you're fucked, State Fair.
Well, that's my little ditty. I'm so excited for this big, epic
I don't want to build it up
thing.
too much.
What are you talking about? You built it last week.
Well, I was hoping you forgot.
You're like the Oppenheimer of this story.
It's more of a Barbie. We'll see. But
Bad things about Barbie.
I've heard mixed race.
I don't know. Well, your wife hated it, and your buddy Sam hated it.
She actually liked it, but she thought you guys would like her more if she said she hated it.
Come on. Boy,
swear to
you're really
God.
rubbing off on her.
Yeah. She pulled a soda.
No, that can't be true.
I don't. She didn't hate it, but she was like, "It was pretty good."
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I've heard it's very...
Sam liked it.
Sam hated it.
Oh, I thought he liked it.
No, he posted that's a
he
piece
liked,
of shit.
He liked Oppenheimer. Sorry, he hated Barbie. You're right.
Yeah.
James Webb liked it. He's the director.
Joe and Ron on Talk Movies back talking about Oppenheimer.
There
Really,
you
people
go.
are very upset with us.
Well, what can you do?
With Ron on specifically.
I'm going to see it this weekend. I can't wait.
All right.
I heard
Then
this.
you can go see the movie after that.
All right, sounds good. So shall I? Because this is a buckle up, get a cup of coffee, a popcorn, and take your shoes off.
This reminds me of Broadway Danny Rose.
Oh, baby.
Sit down. You need to go to the bathroom. You need to order something because this is a big story.
It's a full page note.
All right. I can't wait.
All right. So let me paint a pic here.
I'm bored.
All right. Figured. Damn it. It's not easy. Tuesday Stories brought to you by BetterHelp. We love BetterHelp. Therapy is amazing. It helps you understand your emotions and when they might be misplaced. Like how you're constantly telling all your kids when you're actually or yelling at your kids when you're actually just stressed about work. With therapy, you can see where those overwhelming feelings are coming from. Therapy helps you recognize them, process them, and move on to a brighter future. We're both in therapy. We got the same guy. We got to go see him at his office. This is nice because you can just knock it out online. Pretty great, super convenient, match up with who you like. It's pretty good. This is going to change the world.
And our therapist is gone all of August. You can get an August therapist on this.
Hey, maybe I will.
Hot month, dog days.
Oh, yeah. Also known as autumn? Well, that's
October
a season.
or November.
All right. 'Tis the season turn. It's so easy to get started. Just take a quick questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist. If you need to switch therapists, you can easily do that for no additional cost, no questions asked. BetterHelp is totally online, so you can do therapy whenever, wherever works for you. Let therapy be your map with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/Tuesdays today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Tuesdays. BetterHelp.com/Tuesdays. Get on it.
Folks, Tuesdays with Stories is also brought to you by Raycon. Raycon. If you're hitting the gym, hanging out on the beach, or winding down for the day, you need the perfect soundtrack. Raycon wireless earbuds are the absolute best way to listen with 3 customizable sound profiles, noise isolation, and awareness mode. You can totally personalize your experience. I love Raycons. I travel all the time, obviously on the plane. They cancel out the sound around. The sound is HD, 4K. I don't know the words. I'm an idiot.
Yes.
It sounds badass. I wouldn't be caught dead without my Raycons. That's the first thing I pack. I've left the house without Raycons and hustled back there. I'm like, I can't live my life like this.
Can't do it.
Need my Raycons. I love my Raycons. I use them when I'm at the gym to get pumped up for a workout, and they're truly the best. Although I tend to listen to podcasts while I'm working out, which Justin Silver was like, that's insane. You're doing it wrong. You're an idiot.
I do the same thing.
Their 32-hour battery life means that the party never has to stop, and they even come with custom gel tips for a super comfortable in-ear fit. They start at half the price of other premium audio brands, but they sound just as good. Create your own soundtrack with Raycon. Right now, Tuesdays with Stories listeners can get 15% off their Raycon order at buyraycon.com/Tuesdays. That's buyraycon.com/Tuesdays to save 15% on Raycons. buyraycon.com/Tuesdays.
Hear,
Back
hear.
to the show.
All right, so did Montreal, drank my face off. I was already on fumes, but I fly back from Montreal I land at 10 at night, and the next morning I'm flying to Chicago, connecting, and then going to Davenport, Iowa.
Okay.
I've never been. You got to land in Moline and drive 15 minutes to Davenport.
Oh, okay.
All Iowa. Real farm town, corn husking, wide open. Not easy to get to. So, land in New York. Wife's like, you're here. And I go, don't get too comfortable. I'm leaving in 12 minutes. Go to bed. Look at my phone right before I go to bed. Flight canceled. 9:30 a.m. flight canceled. Connecting in Davenport. Or connecting in Chicago at noon. 1 p.m. flight Davenport. So I go, well, that's that. And you kind of go, I'm burning the candle at both ends. I've done a million pods, a million interviews, a million sets. I was just in another country.
Yes.
Maybe I'll skip the gig at the Raccoon Motel.
Is that the Raccoon Motel?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Have you heard of it?
No.
No one has. It's a cool room, but it's like a little shoebox. It's one of those you're coming here? What are you doing? And I'm like, I need to work out this material.
Okay.
So
I want to look good for the party.
missed the flight. I don't want to be a pirate. Missed the flight. text my guy. I go, flight's canceled. What can you do? He goes, well, we'll figure this out. They want you to go.
Of course.
So he goes, beep, boop, boop, boop. I got you 7 a.m. tomorrow. And I go, God, that means I got to get up at 5:30, get to the airport at 6. You know the drill.
Of course. I hate the drill.
Hate the drill. It's already 1, by the way. So I'm just like, God, shit, dick, bitch, cunt, fuck, twat. So I go, all right, fuck it, give me the 7. Beep, boop, boop, boop. Set the alarm. Hey, I'll get 4 hours. What the hey? Lady wakes me up. Hey, what are you doing? I go, well, I set my alarm. It hasn't gone off yet. She goes, I don't know. It's 6:48.
Oh, boy.
So I look at my phone. I put the alarm for 5 a.m. Never clicked it. You never hit that
click.
on.
I know that. I've
know
done
the
that.
click.
Yeah, I've done it. Well, this is where we differ. I check the alarm 17 times because I'm
Yeah.
a psychopath. But I've done it where during the check, I'm like, whoa,
Yes.
baby, and I have to put it on. So I know about the no click.
No click, and so I go, and you have that thing like, maybe I can still make it. It's 6:48. The flight is leaving at 7.
Yeah, the doors close in 2 minutes.
Yes. So I'm like, and it was JFK, by the way, which is,
You should have stayed at the TWA hotel.
Stayed there. You're right. So I was like, son of a bitch. So I text my agent. I go, there was a tanker. It flipped over on Highway 9. We're all standing here. Everything's on fire. The firemen are here. 9/11 again. People are crying. Babies are screaming. So he's like, all right, we'll find something. He's in L.A., by the way. So that's 3:38 in the morning or whatever, 3:48 in the morning. So he's scrambling, and he's like, I got you on another thing, but it's not going to make the connection to Moline. It's too late.
Right.
And I was like, well, shit, fuck that. And I fell back asleep.
Oh, boy.
I think my body was kind of subconsciously. It didn't let me click the alarm
Right.
because it was like, you need sleep. You're
Yeah.
dying here.
Yes.
Because I never have that click thing. I've taken 1,000,005. I've never had the click problem. But whatever. So I fell back asleep. I get up at like 11. I'm like, oh my God, what happened? The wife's like, what are you doing? You got to be at the airport. I go, oh, you're right. And I just get up and I just go to the airport.
JFK?
Yeah.
Okay.
So then I'm getting all these texts like, where are you? What's going on? How, my agent's like been scrambling on this at 3:30 in the morning. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm on my way to JFK. Like, I thought you were at JFK. I'm like, well, I went home and came back, So it's already on me. Finally, we get to JFK and he goes, I got you a flight, but it's out of LaGuardia. So I go, so I go back out, go to LaGuardia, and I fucked up. So I'm just like, I'll do it. We get to LaGuardia. I got you on standby. Great. We get on standby. I'm third. Pretty good. Standby, Jeff Leibowitz. He's number 1. Woo, we got you on. Yeah, all right. Hey, Bobby Collins, number 2. So I'm like, all right, I'm getting on this puppy.
It's a star-studded flight.
I know. And then they go, Johnny Mathis. And they go, ooh. And I'm like, Johnny Mathis, where's he? He was number 26. And they go, he had more status. And I go, status.
Oh.
So
Everything about you drives me nuts.
oh, well, it's going to get
Fly
worse.
One Airline, specifically. You get your own line. You call them. They put you on.
I know. But this was, well, here's the other thing is my agent's like, we got to connect you in Moline. And eventually I was like, fuck Moline. Let's just get me to Chicago and I'll drive.
Of course.
But he didn't think of that.
Right.
So I had to tell him that. So he's like, all right, fuck it. I got you on this one. So I didn't get on that flight. We got on standby on another one. I didn't get on that one.
Ugh.
So now it's 2:30, 3:30, 4:30. And finally, I'm just like, get me to Chicago. They get me to Chicago. Flight is at 9:30 p.m. So I stayed at the airport the whole day. Finally get there. I get to Chicago at 11:49 p.m.
This is show nights. You've missed the
I
shows.
missed the both shows.
Oh,
So I'm getting
raccoon.
messages, what the hell, you suck, you're a piece of shit. And I'm like, yes, I know. Finally, after a day at the airport, I get on this flight. I hit the lounge. I must have had 7 Cape Cods. You know those?
Cape Codder.
Cape Codder,
right? Yeah.
sorry.
Cape Cod's a chip.
Ah, yes, at an island. But I had 7 Cape Codders.
I think it's a peninsula.
I think you're right.
Maybe there's a canal. So I
Ah.
guess if you count the canal, it's islandy.
Okay, island boy.
I'll let it slide.
Alrighty, sliding. So just had about 18 Cape Codders. I finally get on the plane at 9:30. We fly there. I'm doing all the messaging, and very nice because your agent's like, you sat at the airport all day, you changed it, you're such a trooper. And in my head, I'm like, I missed the flight. But he doesn't know that until now. So finally get to Chicago, and Youngblood is opening. So he's just been sitting in Chicago because he's like, I was going to land in Chicago, and I rented a car to drive to Davenport. But since you're the headliner, I'll just wait for you in Chicago. And I said, sure. So I got us both a hotel downtown, right on the river. Chicago is so great.
It's the best. It's unbelievable. I'm there in September.
Oh, there you go.
One night only.
A lot of gays there.
Absolutely. That's one of 2 places I can do a theater.
Hey.
So thank you, Chicago.
Beantown?
Yeah.
All right.
Probably L.A. or Seattle,
I
too.
bet you could.
Yeah, Irvine. I did some good numbers.
Maybe Denver?
Yeah.
All right, we'll see. Once that kid comes out, you'll be selling more tickets. You're more relatable.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
All right.
All right, so Youngblood's there.
Okay,
By
so
the way, he's not just sitting there. He's gambling, he's smoking,
Yes.
he's drinking, he's fucking.
Well, that's the thing. Is I check into the hotel, I'm on fumes. I've been sitting at the airport all day. 12 Cape Codders. I drank on the plane. Finally landed in Chicago, and I go, I'm going to bed. It's been a crazy day, crazy week. And he goes, well, let's get one. And I go, all right. So we go out all night. We hit the town. We put them back. We're sitting at a bar in Chicago, downtown, and it's Saturday night, so the place is going apeshit.
Right.
And Chicago downtown on Saturday is not pretty. I mean, it's just people blaring music, fist fights, puking, girls falling in the street, all that shit.
Yeah, it's like, I've always said it. I think Derek said it first. It's like Boston and New York had a baby in Chicago.
Oh, yeah.
Very similar.
Very sim.
Yeah.
So we tie one on, and we're all banged up, and it's like 5 in the morning. I'm like, we are getting up early, and we're driving to Davenport so we can chill, because now we have 3 shows in Davenport because I threw one on to Sunday. So it's 5, 7, and 9.
Okay, that's a long day.
Yeah, they wouldn't do all 4. Like, we just can't spin that.
Now, what is the drive from Chicago to Davenport, I wonder?
2.5.
What? This whole time you could have just flown to Chicago? That's insane. That's nothing.
They didn't even think of that. They're like, we're getting you to Moline.
Oh.
I
That should have been
know.
the plan from the get-go.
I know. They don't have a lot of, all their clients, it's like Sebastian, Bert, Gaffigan, all these big names. And I'm like, they're not willing to do that, I think. They also fly private. So I'm like, I'll do the drive. I don't care. Give me a car. I'll go there. But they didn't think of that.
Well, what can you do? No point in festering now.
Uncle festering. So we get up pretty early. We're up in the morning. We get a little breakfast in us, and we get out the door 10:45. And I go, hey, it's a nice little car. And I go, I'm driving. He drives like a grandma. So I go, I'm doing 95 the whole way because I just want to get there, maybe get a nap in, lunch, jerk off. So I'm driving. Now I'm driving the bus, and he's going, boy, oh boy, these EVs.
EV.
Electric
vehicle. Eddie Vedder.
And I go, why'd you get the EV? He goes, it was either an F-150 giant jacked up truck or this. And it was like a little Honda CR-V type thing, a Chevy Bolt.
Oh.
So I go, yeah, good choice. This thing's little and it moves. And he goes, what's going on there? I charged it overnight, and it's just, these EVs stink.
Yeah, I think so. Because I've heard this. You have to pull over. Sarah just got a ride from a comic. He dropped her off in a store. He's like, all right, I got to go find a pump station or whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah, charging station.
And he had to sit there and charge for like 3 hours from like 2 a.m. to 5 a.m.
Yes.
It's crazy.
And I was going like 95, 98 miles an hour, so it was just like dropping like a phone battery when you're jerking off on Wi-Fi, just woo! And I'm like, we're not going to make it. And he's like, yeah, we got to pull over and charge it. I'm like, dude, come on. This is the plan. We got to haul ass.
Isn't there a backup tank?
No tank.
Zero tank.
It is all EV.
Because it's not a hybrid.
No high.
Boy,
Grid.
you need the hybrid.
I know, and it's like a cell phone. At least you can get that little pack, that box that you can plug into and put that in your pocket.
Yeah.
They need a surfboard-sized battery you can put on top of a car.
And some solar on there, maybe.
Ooh, yes. Solar babies. So he goes, we got to stop. So we get out, we get to Rochelle, Illinois.
God.
We got about an hour out. That's it. We got an hour out.
Isn't it fascinating? There's only like 100 town names. Every state has all the same town names
Yeah.
as every other town.
It's true. Springfield. That's all I can think of.
Rochelle. Yeah, but there's others.
There's
Plenty
others,
of examples.
yeah. No, you're right.
Wilton, Milton, Manchester.
Yes.
Other ones.
Yeah.
It's bizarre.
Paris, Texas.
All right, so you go to Rochelle.
We go to Rochelle.
Rochelle, the
That's
musical.
from Milan to Minsk, and I go, okay. So, and it's also like you're doing this shit where you're like, okay, I'm Googling charging station. Oh, there's one over here. Oh, that's Tesla only. All right, you get back in the car. There's one over here. Oh, that's for this kind of car. So we need like a generic piece of shit charging station. We find one in a church parking lot, finally. There's no one on it. We plug it in. We're at 50 right now. 50's not good.
50's no good?
No, it goes up to 300. So 50 we went from 300 to 50 in an hour.
So it's not a percentage.
No.
It's like grams or something.
No, it's miles.
Oh,
go
miles.
50 miles.
Oh,
and we're still an hour and a half away. So what's that? 80 miles? I don't know. So
I have no idea.
We're not going to make it. And it's not one of the things where it's like, hey, it's on E, but fuck it, man. We got another 20 in this thing. You know, you got to just believe it.
Well, the phone, believe that. The phone, 1% always lasts longer than all the other percentages.
That
so maybe
is true.
Is it like that? I don't know.
Yeah, maybe, but we didn't want to land in the middle of the highway and the just cornfield, just sitting there with an EV.
And what happens? The car just stops?
I think it just goes. A little pinwheel hits.
Oh, boy.
I know. So we found a charging station. We plug it in. We go, all right, there's a Mexican restaurant around here. Let's get a margarita and a bucket of chips and wait 20 minutes and pop right back in. So we're at 50. We hit the charging station. We walk around. Shit town. I went to a firehouse. We started talking to the firemen there. What's up, fellas? Hey, can we use the pole? All that shit. They were cool. Small town, like out of a movie. And Hayseed goes by. There's Main Street, you know. And we go, it's been 20 minutes. Let's go back. So we go back, open the door, check the dash. 52! We went up 2 notches. So
You
we
gotta
go,
be kidding me.
this isn't going to work. Because it says charging time finished at 10 p.m. The gig's at 5.
This is brutal. And I've heard so
Brutal.
many stories like this. I have friends that drove cross country in an electric vehicle. They said it's trying. 'Cause
It's hell.
You have to keep stopping for 12 hours at a time.
Yeah, and you think a gas station's hard to find. Find a fucking charger for a Chevy Bolt.
In the middle of the country, by the way.
Yes. It's like having an Android. And you go, hey, you got a charger? I got an iPhone. That's what it felt like. So we're in hell. It's blazing hot. We're hungover. We're on no sleep. I want to kill myself. The whole time my agent's like, if you want to just cancel this gig, you know, I'll understand. It's the Raccoon Motel. It's in the middle of nowhere. There's 8 people it holds, you know. But I was like, no, I'm doing the gig. Fuck it. So, okay. So, just a pure Hail Mary. Youngblood goes,
Hail Mary.
I know a guy in this town who grew up in this town. I'm going to call him. We called a guy, Daniel Van Kirk. He's a comedian. He's got a podcast with Rory Scovel.
I don't know.
Funny guy, hilarious guy, cool guy. He grew up there, and we go, hey man, we're sitting in Rochelle here, and we're stranded. We got a car on the blower. It's not working. We're fucked. And he goes, well, my mom lives there.
Oh, my God.
If you want to borrow her car, it's like a Jeep. Whatever, you can do it. And we're like, is that weird? And he's like, she's in an old folks home. She's old. She's not using the car.
She's an old folk.
Home. So we're like, I mean, if that's cool with you, we'll bring it back after the show. And he was like, yeah, no problem. So he boop, boop, boop. Hello, mom. He calls his mom, and she's like, yeah, come on over.
Oh, dear.
So, yeah. So we get in the EV with our 50 degrees, and we drive 10 seconds to this old folks' home. Boop. They buzz us in. We go, hey, we're here to steal an old lady's car. They go, oh, you got it. And we go right upstairs, and we're in this old lady's apartment at the home.
Oh, my God. This is like Sideways.
It is.
You stop off,
Yeah.
see the old lady, and steal money out of her drawer.
Yeah, and I did, and I fucked her.
Great film.
Great movie. So she's like, hello. She's got a walker. She couldn't even look. She was so old that she never saw me. I could have robbed her whole house because she never went. I don't think she could look up.
Walker Texas Ranger.
Yeah. So Henry Walker Bush.
Herman Walker.
So she goes, while you're here, I'm weak and old. Can you move my Barca lounger? And I have another one in the bedroom. Could you move mine? She had one of those, for old people to like lay back and sit up like a Craftmatic.
Oh, okay. Like O.J. Simpson in the fucking
Yes.
Nürnberg.
Kraft mac and cheese. So we go, sure. And so, we unplugged the thing and just got all these blankets on it and dried food. And we're like, hey, these things are heavy as shit. It's 900 pounds. It's electric. It's metal. So we're like, we're sweating out gin. And we fucking moved this Craftmatic. And then she goes, the other one's in the bedroom. Like, all right, here we go. You got to be nice because she's super old and letting us use her car.
Yeah, she's saving your life.
So we go in the bedroom. Hey, we get this thing, ship it, cut it. We're trying to get through the door, hook it, twist it, spin it, and we finally, we land that fucker right in the old spot. You can see the imprint. We put it down there. Woo, we plug it in. She's like, oh, thank you. Okay. And then we go, well, we got to be running. Can we get those keys there, Gertrude? And she goes, oh, the keys. And she, hightails it over to the counter, and she's digging through. Oh, I know I got them around here somewhere. We're going, come on, Myrtle. Where are the fucking keys to the Jeep? Finally, she finds them. Woo, we're out of that place with a puff of smoke. We said thank you. I took a mint. We get back down there. We fire up that car. So here's the plan. Time has been ticking. It took a while to move that shit and all that stuff. So
Sure.
We get in the Jeep. It's a Ford Escape and gas. I love gas.
Yes.
It's got a full tank. So he goes, all right, we're going to bring the EV to his cousin's house. We're going to plug it in. There's an adapter to just plug it right into the wall.
This man's an angel, by the way.
I know. He saved the whole trip. We'd be fucked without him. Thank you, Daniel. So we go to the house and knock on the door. No one's home. They're at a baseball game of 20 minutes away. It's so cute. These small towns. A windmill and a little lawn jockey. It's like Americana.
I want to move there.
It's beautiful. So we opened the garage door. I popped a beer out of the kegerator, and we plugged the car in. So now we're like, all right, we got the car plugged in. We'll just go do the gig. By the time we get back, this car will be fully charged, and then we'll swap cars and leave their car here, and we're good to go.
We all the way home.
Pretty good. So when we got the car, I rewarded myself with some Wendy's. I go, look, we've been driving. We're hungover. Before we switch cars, let's get a Frosty.
I love fast food drive-through on a road trip.
The best. And I love a Frosty. I take the wallet out of my treat, get the Frosties. Here we go. And throw the wallet in the dash. We're having a great time. We plug the car in. We flip-flop the cars out. We change all the luggage, all that shit. We say thank you to no one. We close the garage door. We get in the car. Now I'm flying down the highway because I'm like, we are getting to Davenport, motherfucker. We're high-fiving. I can't believe we pulled that off. Holy shit, the Barca Lounger, the EV, the dog in the house, and we pet it. We finally get to Davenport at 4.
Okay, show's at 5. You're there at 4.
Shows at 5. 3 shows, sold out. We get there. We check into the hotel. Holy hell. It was a arduous journey, and she goes, I need a credit card to check in. Left the wallet on the dash in the other car. Because of the Frosty!
Ah, the Frosty.
I had to get the Frosty. I took the wallet out, I paid. I threw the wallet on the dash.
Corn cob pipe and eyes of snow, whatever.
So
Frosty the Blowman.
I fucked us. So we were gonna go do the shows. Pretty good. We're gonna go do the shows, get a night's sleep. I was gonna fly out of Moline the next day. Now we gotta go back to get the wallet. So I gotta fly out of Chicago now.
Oh my Christ!
But if you fly out of Chicago and you miss your first flight, they cancel your second one. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense? Okay.
Yeah, because the whole flight gets canceled. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, even though you paid for the flights, if you don't make the first one, they just assume you're not coming to the second one. But I'm coming.
Right.
Right, that Japanese mouth. So everybody's mad. I'm pissed. Morale is low. Corbin Lee Master meets us out there. He hosts. The shows are great.
That's good.
Yeah, shows are great. So we do the shows. We have a great time. Work on a lot of bits. Fun in the green room. You get a little oasis from all the hell just in that green room with the shows. You're like, you got to be here.
Yes,
The crowds are awesome.
Love the green room.
Love the green room. So we get back in the car after all the shows. drive to Chicago, or drive to Rochelle to switch cars. First, we got to fill our car up, or her car, the old lady's, just to be nice, because she gave it to us full. We fill that up. We head back, and we go, well, it's been charging for 12 hours.
Uh-huh.
It was at, 48 when we left it. It's got to be at 1 million by now. So we get there. I think you can see where this is going. It's, middle of the night.
My wallet's gone.
I was worried about that because it was sitting on the dash, but it's Pleasantville.
Right.
So we get there. We go, all right, we'll switch all the luggage. The fucking crickets are chirping. It's so late. You can see the stars. We did all the shows. We get back. Check the thing. 81.
What?
81. I'm never getting an EV again.
What?
81.
You got to be kidding me.
I can't believe it. So we beep, 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 beep,
It's like a bad outlet, I feel like.
I think it just takes hours for this thing to charge. And also, it's through an adapter, through the wall.
That's
it's
what
going
I
to
mean.
lose.
I think you got to get the big hose.
The super.
Like a big fucking black guy hose.
Yes. We need the Negro hose.
Cock.
Yes. We had no hose. We had a little Asian hose. But so I go, how far is it? He goes, 88 miles. I go, we're doing it.
88 miles an hour.
I am just kidding. 121 gigawatts.
1.21.
Sorry. So I'm going to just hit the gas and not stop until we get to Chicago at the downtown hotel.
Now, can you go down hills and put it in neutral and coast? I mean, how does
you
it
can
work?
do that, but
Okay.
it's the Midwest. It's just
right. It's very
flatter
flat.
than my sister's tits. So I go, he's like, it's not going to work. We got to stop and charge it. I go, we're not charging. I am just, if this thing goes, if a cliff shows up, I'm driving right off the cliff. Like, we are moving.
Right.
And he's like, it's not going to work. I'm like, well, either you're coming or you're not, because I am hitting the gas. And he goes, all right, well, you can't do 95 because
Okay.
that'll just drain it.
Right.
So I was like, you're right. All right. So
Did
the
you do cruise control?
we did that.
Okay.
So I said, all right, the speed limit's 70, put it on 65, and I won't even touch the gas, I won't touch the brake, but if anybody gets in the way, I'm hitting them.
All right.
So we're on cruise control, and that thing is just ticking away like you wouldn't believe.
Oh, God, I hate this
It's this-
fucking vehicle.
He's been drinking all night. I'm sober as a judge because I gotta be up. I gotta get through this drive. And he's like, "This is not gonna work, man. What are you crazy?" And I'm like, "Shut up, it's gonna work." And he's like, "Well, 74, 73, 71," and it's just flying by. And I'm like, "God damn these EVs!" So I just keep going, and then this car is just putting along, and I can see Chicago. I can see it.
Wow, okay. We're getting there.
We're getting there. We get to Chicago, and he goes, well, here's the thing. We got airport hotels because we're both flying out.
Airport's in the outskirts.
Yes,
So this is good.
that helps. So we make it to the hotel, and he goes, I'm at Midway. He's at O'Hare. Or I'm at O'Hare. He's at Midway. So I'm like, how far is Midway? 40 minutes.
Yeah, they're not close.
They're not close. We definitely don't have enough juice to get him to Midway. He rented the car. I can't leave him hanging. So he
Well,
goes,
you could take a lift. You could cover the lift.
what do you mean?
He's got to go one place. You got to go the other.
But the car's done.
Right.
Yeah. I got the wallet back.
But a lift.
What do you mean?
Uber, Lyft.
Two.
Whoever needs to go to the airport.
But he's got to bring the car back.
Oh,
It's a rental.
I see. I thought you had made it to the thing.
We made it to O'Hare, and he's got to go to Midway with the car.
I see.
But I have us both in this O'Hare hotel. I didn't think about Midway.
I
There's
see.
a turn of a knife at every goddamn corner.
I gotcha.
So he goes, well, I got to charge it. And I go, well, I got to charge it. I'll charge it with you. I can't just go to bed and leave him hanging.
Right.
And so he's like, well, I'm not going to stay in this hotel anyway. So we cancel his room. And then we start charging the fucking thing. We're just like loopy. I thought I was in L.A. I kept thinking like, oh, I'm in L.A. I got to get back. And he's like, we're in Chicago. I was like, oh my God, you're just so out of sleep and just highway driving and shows and flights. It's a lot.
Right.
Frosties. So I was like, oh God. So now we find a charger. We're just sitting there and we're going, what's it at now? Oh, we'll walk around the block. What's it at now? You know, and it got up to about, I don't know, 28. And he's like, fuck it, let's go to bed. We slept in the same bed. And he's like, I'll just wake up early and let it charge. I'll wake up early and I'll go to Midway. So
This is all because he rented an EV.
I know the EV, but he was like, "What? I didn't think the F-150 was the move. I would have done the EV too. I'm not blaming him. He has a Tesla too, and he's like, I love my Tesla.
But is the Tesla a hybrid?
No, but there's chargers everywhere, and the charge takes 20 minutes to fill it up.
Wow.
20 minutes.
Wow,
Versus
Musk.
12 hours.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Muskegee.
So we sleep in the same bed, like planes, trains. Those aren't pillows. The whole.
How about
thing.
those Bears? Chicago.
That's a great line. Great movie. So I think I went to bed. We finally turned the light out. We go, nobody talk. We're turning the light on. Somebody goes, you see Barbie? You're like, all right, shut up. No chit chat. So we're laying there. It's about 4 a.m. My flight's at 7:30. Got to be there at 6:30. I think I conked out for an hour. Get up, get a lift, or get a shuttle to the airport, and I made it home.
Wow.
That was it.
Brutal.
Yeah.
All because the goddamn EV.
The EV,
Well,
yeah.
and the alarm.
And
the
the
wallet.
alarm. That was on me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alarm and wallet on you, the EV, him.
Yeah.
Boy, but that guy's, the John Van Kirk or
Daniel.
Dick Van Dyke, whatever his name is, that guy really saved the day.
Yeah, I'm just making sure I got everything. But yeah, that was about it. But I mean, already compounding with all the other flights in Montreal and everything before that, it was like, well, we'll do this quick gig in Davenport and get in, get out. And it was hell on earth. I mean, the wallet was the real whopper.
Yeah. Or Frosty.
Yes. Junior bacon cheese.
I mean, the thing about it is, it's all becomes fun and funny,
Yeah.
but it's the classic old thing. How do you make God laugh? You tell him your plans for the future. It's the old thing of like, I'm going to shoot down to Davenport.
Yeah.
I'll just run on down there, do a couple of shows, make a few bucks. And it just, the world just takes a big shit on your tits.
Yeah, the EV. And we didn't factor that in, that it might just drop down. And then the wallet, of course. Then at one point, we're moving the Barcalounger. We're pouring sweat. We're breathing out vodka, going, how the fuck did we get here? Like, I'm looking at him over a Barcalounger, like, what the hell is going on? And the old lady's like, move it to the left, to the left. I'm like, this is great. We're in an old folks' home right now.
Well, that's the fun thing about comedy and sort of alternative career path is it takes you to a lot of places that you're like, this is insane.
That's
this doesn't
true.
make any sense.
No, you're right. And thank God this Van Kirk guy is from Rochelle.
Yeah, God bless you, Danny Van Kirk.
Yes.
DVK. Check out. Do you have a special, a YouTube,
He's
a
got
thing?
a hot pod with Rory, and I think the Sklar brothers, too. I don't know. He's all over the place.
No
He's a very
kidding.
talented guy.
He's very talented.
Yeah.
So, go check that out. Hot plug for Dan Van Kirk. I got to check him out, too. I mean, Rory's one of my favorite comedians all time.
Oh, killer. He was there the week before, and I was like, how did he make it? He didn't miss his flight, I guess, or get an EV.
Yeah. Wow.
But yeah, Davenport, we made it. We did it. We did 3 of the shows. One lady called us misogynist after the show, but that's a whole nother bag of hammers.
Yeah, I just had a lady email me that I was misogynist.
Yeah.
It really was.
Well, it doesn't help the stereotype that they don't get comedy when they don't get comedy.
Yeah, it was one of those ones where you're like, well, I'm joking.
I know. It's all
talking about?
jokes. I love these people who think they know you, like they know who you are. Like, well, you're a racist. I'm like, but I'm not. Well, you told that joke. Yeah, I told the joke.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean you know who I am.
Right. Yeah, you're like, I'm kidding. I don't get it. That happens a lot. We get that a lot.
If I was racist, I would actually not make the jokes because I'm like, well, I don't want to kick that up.
Right.
You know?
You wouldn't even joke about it. You're like, no, this is serious.
yeah.
I wouldn't joke about black people.
Right,
We gotta
right.
get them. Or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense.
Although I'm sure the Klan jokes about black people.
Yeah, it's a good point. This argument doesn't really hold up to scrutiny,
I'm
but
sure they got some of the best jokes about them.
yeah. Well, when I hang out with them, we're always laughing.
Those meetings seem like a good time if you're white.
Yeah, I flew out there to Indiana and had a good time.
Yeah, well, don't get an EV.
Well, that is an all-timer, and
I hope.
I feel bad for the one show that they didn't get to go. What happened to them?
I know, but it seats like 40 people in there.
Oh, all right.
So
Well,
we didn't miss too much. And they tried to pack a couple in throughout the other shows. They sprinkled.
All right.
But it was one of those, I'm selling merch after, and there's a lot of like, what are you doing here? Like, what brought you here? And you're like, duh, don't ask.
Yeah, don't tell. Well, that's an all-timer.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't even clip it because it's so long.
It's long, but that Barcalounger, the Frosty, there's so many little just nicks and knacks and knots that really we didn't see coming.
Wow, what a classic. And Youngblood, what a trooper he is, huh?
Green Hulk to Davenport. This guy's all over the place.
Yeah.
And he's a hoss. Like, he's like a soldier. He's almost like a Salacuse where you're like, all right, we got to move the luggage. He's like, oh, yeah, got it. Like, he's ready. And then we get to the gig, and he sets up the camera. He sets up the merch. He's a badass.
Yeah, I love these guys that they're in it to win it. And we love you, old Youngblood. Try to not die.
Yeah.
It's a lot of...
His hair looks great, but
Drinking
yeah,
and drugs and gambling.
we're all in bad health.
We're terrified of you. But anyway, how long have we been going here?
50 minutes, basically.
Oh, okay.
all
Let me
right.
tell you a couple tales here
Please,
from
tell me.
Los Angeles.
Duck
God,
tales.
is there anything worse than a text from a number you don't have saved?
The worst.
I just throw my phone across the room. I'm like, I can't be looking at this.
I had a no save number, and it said, in town, coming to see you tonight. I'm like, I don't know who this is. Going to be my dead son, my aunt.
All the time I get
Cosby.
it. Yeah, people are like, can you do tonight? And I'm like, do what tonight?
Oh, the worst text ever. Where are you? Uh-oh.
Oh, well,
Is this someone
that's,
who I want to know where I am? Or am I late for something?
that's your specialty, the where are you text. I can't tell you how many places I go. They're like, Mark's going to be here in 5 minutes. I'm like, oh, is he? Okay. That's great. I don't even know where to start here. I got a bunch of stuff. I had a 12-day epic road trip out to Vegas and Los Angeles, but I'll give you a little Vegas and I'll tease LA.
Please, tease me.
Please tease. Boy, it was really something.
Japanese.
It's been so long. Oh, God, I want to tell you about San Jose, too.
Well, hey, we got 10 something minutes here.
All right, but I'll just do Vegas because it's been so long now. So I had a Vegas gig. Well, I thought you were going to be out there for a minute. It was a Fully Loaded
Oh, I
tour,
wish,
but you
I
came
wish.
later. So Fully Loaded was out there, and
Good group.
great tour, great leader of the tour.
Yes, all good.
So we're all friends. We're very close.
Yes, close.
Hugs, the whole things.
Oh, yeah.
Don't believe everything you hear.
No, thank you. Ari as well.
All fantastic. Ari started it. Bad guy. Hope he dies. He's old. But anyways, so I go out there and I'm texting with Bert. He's like, we should meet up. And I said, we should. But I had a
Sure.
corporate gig. Love Bert.
Dentist.
Dentist gig. Big corporate gig with dentists. And it's scary because, a corporate show, you book it 6 months in advance. You put it in the
Yeah,
book.
yeah.
And it's like this because it's always stupid money.
Always.
So you put in your calendar. I still use a pen.
Ah,
'cause
yes.
I started in the 50s. So I write down, dentist gig, and then there's
Yes.
5 digits below it. I'll just say that.
Wow.
So you put that in. You've got a big circle around it and a heart because you're like,
Yes.
okay, I'm
Oh,
in
yeah.
business, baby. You put your feet up and you
Ooh-wee.
light a cigar because you go, hey, come July, I'm gonna make what my fucking parents make in a year.
Old Joe's a millionaire.
And there's a moment where you go, that gig's going to suck, though.
Yeah.
And so then it's just ticking away. And every time you look at it, you go, look at all that money. I could buy a car.
Yeah, you start dreaming about your purchases.
But you think I could buy a car, but you also think an hour, clean, Vegas,
Yeah,
dentist.
yeah.
How am I going to pull this off?
Well, don't get an EV.
And I think also, I'm a nice guy. I put on a suit to do late night. People sort of think I got jokes. People
That's what
think
it
of
is.
me as like a clean guy.
Glasses, yeah.
And I'm not filthy. I mean, I am here on the show,
Sure,
obviously,
sure.
in my life, my day-to-day life, I am. But on stage, it's a lot of sex, dick, cum,
Poop.
retard, whatever.
Uh-huh.
So you're kind of like, now, as we get closer, you put it off. You're like, it's like homework. You're like,
Yes,
I'll figure out
yes.
that when. And so it gets closer. It's a dentist gig, so I'm like, I got to remember all my dentist stuff. That's why they hire me. So I'm
yeah.
doing research. I'm like literally watching my Letterman set
Been there.
and watching my old Comedy Central, and it's
Yes.
making me cringe.
Of course.
I'm blinking. I'm wearing like boat shoes that Bloomingdale's gave to me. It's
Yes.
like some Hugo Boss shirt. I'm watching all my stuff.
Yeah, we all talked about those shoes.
And there's moments, by the way, where you're like, That's pretty good.
There is that. That's
There's a few moments where you're like,
shining light.
hey, I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
But now I'm trying to remember them because, I think you're like me. It's like the reason I do specials is because, like, I have too much material. I can't keep it in my head.
Right.
So I'm like, all right, let me shoot this because I got to clear my brain of this material.
Get out the baby batter.
It's not because I'm like, everyone needs my new hour. It's for me.
Right.
I'm like, I can't remember it.
Yeah, and you're better at comedy, so you're writing more.
Right.
A lot of it used to, when you start out, none of it hit.
So you're like, okay, get rid of this. Here's my new. And as soon as I shoot it, you're like, all right, that's over. That's out of my head now.
Yeah.
It was fucking up my brain because it was jumping up and down on my brain stem.
Yes, STEM.
So now you got to go back and relearn your own stuff.
Yeah.
And the whole day I'm like stressing out, and you got to be clean.
And you got to remember it, because you could go, oh, I got the dentist bit, but not remember the punchline.
Exactly. So now I'm like, fuck. And it's at the Wynn Hotel, which everyone starts telling me is the nicest hotel in Las Vegas.
It's lunch.
Brand new. It's Encore and Wynn. I get there. I'm in the Wynn suites. They got me a suite. I'm getting like VIP treatment at the nicest hotel in Vegas.
Which is nice, but it also puts pressure on the gig, because you're like, oh, this is an upscale gig here.
Exactly. I got to bring in a Ted Baker. I got to iron my pants. I got to buy shoes.
You got that right.
And I'm stressing out. Meanwhile, I want to go. Fully Loaded's over there. I want to go shoot over there. Stavros is there. Santino's there.
Totally.
Bert's there. The big three. So, and Matty Smith, who I also enjoy. So I'm like, I want to get over there, but I got to do this gig. So all day, I'm like, maybe I'll go meet up with Stav. But I'm like, I can't. I got to focus.
Yeah, you got a homework.
But at the same time, I'm in Vegas. I want to go play poker.
Ah, the sweet sound of the slots.
So you're like, you're dragged and pulled. Then I get there, and a lady who works for the dentist guy, who's a comic himself and very funny.
A lady? What, huh?
He's got like an assistant. The guy whose gig it is.
Oh, I got it.
He's like the head of the dentist union.
Oh.
God, I got to plug his fucking name in here. I'm an idiot. Dr. Geller, I think. David Geller.
David Geller.
Pretty sure.
Okay.
Fuck. We'll put it in post, his real name. I think it's David Geller.
Old Geller.
He's very funny. Maybe give that a Google. Dr. David Geller, comedian, dentist. Anyways, great guy and a funny guy. He's got an act.
Okay.
He's opening. He kills. So I get there. I check in. He's got a little assistant lady who couldn't have been nicer. And I'm getting the VIP treatment. Turns out the NBA is there. It's the NBA Summer League. Is at the same hotel.
Oh, cool.
The whole NBA is there.
Wait, the players and
The
everything?
players, the coaches, the analysts, everybody. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is walking around the hotel. And I wish like Sam or Stavi was there because I don't watch. That's right, David Geller.
Galler.
Galler.
Longtime caller.
Yeah,
or whatever.
Daily Galler.
Funny guy, great guy. Just laid it all out for me. The hotel, everything. I mean,
beautiful.
I've never been treated better in my life. I've never
Love
been
it.
paid better in my life. So thank you, Doc.
Did you see them walk? They're like giraffes walking around, those players.
It's crazy. And anyway, so I wish I'm not a huge NBA guy. I was in the 90s, of course. But, I watched the Celtics. But all these guys, I'm like, I wish someone was here to identify these people. Because you just see like a 7'9" black guy walking by with a suit, a $3,000 suit on. You're like, well, he's somebody.
Exactly.
I need to see Barkley and Jordan and Dan Marley to know anybody.
I don't even know Marley.
But
Good singer.
Thunder Marley. What's his name? Wemby, the new guy. The French guy. He's 7'6". He's the #1 draft. He's brand new.
Oh, I got a Frosty from him.
He was there.
Okay.
He's the new thing. He shoots threes. He's 7'6". Anyway, so the whole NBA is there. It's very exciting. So it's me and the NBA are the VIPs here.
Wow. Well, you're 6'2".
That's something.
Okay.
So I go up to the suite, and it's the Rain Man suite. I open it up, the whole skyline, everything, 2 beds, 2 bathrooms, automatic curtains.
Definitely 2 beds.
Forgetting about it. It's just unbelievable. So then I go down, I'm like, it's late, I'm tired, but I'm like, I got to play some poker.
You got to play. You're there. One in Vegas.
So I go down there, and it's a melee of people. It's just packed poker room, like people everywhere. I'm looking at the board going, where's the 1-3 game? It's too crowded. Guy walks over and goes, Tuesday.
Come on.
And I go, what? And he goes, you want to play? He's like, I'm running the table.
Oh.
He's like, I'm a huge fan. I listen to the show. He goes, if you want in, I'll get you in right now.
Hell yeah.
And I go, why is it so nuts here? He's like, the World Series is in town.
Oh.
The World Series of Poker is there that weekend.
So we got NBA, we got World Series, and we got List, Dentist.
and fully loaded.
And fully loaded. What a town.
Which is crazy because they're at the arena that I went to the Pac-12 championship a couple months ago. I was like, I spent like 3 days in that arena where they're all performing.
Holy hell.
And Simonson is at the cellar.
Yeah, wow. You got this town.
So I go in there and he goes, I go, World Series? I go, these are all like pros? And he's like, yeah, everyone comes to town because it's when the World Series is there, every poker player comes to Vegas to go because there are all these side games going on.
Sure.
So I'm like, I don't know. It's already like 11:30 at night. There's a wait list, and I'm like, I don't like jumping lines. I'm like,
I feel bad.
because then I'm just gonna go in there and lose my $300. I'm a dork. They're gonna be like, this guy jumped the line. Fuck him.
At least they got your money, but yeah.
But still, it's exciting because he's a Tuesday, and I just kind of slunk off. I was like, I'll come back in the morning.
Yeah.
So the next morning, I wake up, beautiful bed, everything's nice. I go down in the morning. Now nobody's at the poker. There's one
Nice.
game going, so I play then. I played for a few hours. Did pretty well. It was fun.
Do you find that intimidating? It's very masculine energy. No one's very warm to you.
It can be a little intimidating, but you play in the morning. It's like I like to try to keep it loose. I see who wants to chat, and there's some old people.
Okay.
But because the World Series is in town, around like 1 p.m., the vibe changes. People start to leave.
The whales are coming in.
And a guy comes in and just 50, and you're like, I was having a good time.
Right, you shark.
I want to have a good time, and I'm just like, I can't call $50 before the flop. All right, take care. You guys have fun.
Yeah.
But it was a nice time. Anyways, go there. Now it's like I go to the buffet, and it's so hard to work because you got a buffet, you got
course.
poker, there's a pool,
The pool.
and you just don't want to watch your old stuff
Of course.
and memorize. So I go there. I'm like, I got to remember these dentist bits, yada, yada. I do that. Now, yada, yada, I'm reading my stuff. I go down. It's time for the show. Beautiful theater. Have you done that theater or been to that theater?
What's that now?
The Wynn Theater.
Oh, I don't believe I have.
You got to do it. I'm sure you'll do it. It's Mateo's coming up. Tim Dillon. So I keep seeing Mateo and Tim
okay.
Dillon's poster.
A lot of gays.
It is a gorgeous room. It's like 1,000-seat theater maybe, and it's beautiful. All redone, classic theater. And the green room is beautiful. It's all decorated Sinatra shit. It's just, it couldn't be nicer. And they're really, the security guy comes, meets you at your door.
Oh, yeah.
He's got the little phone cord
Oh,
thing.
yeah. Love the cord.
Walks you down. They feed you. Again, red carpet.
That's a win-win.
Beautiful. I go up, I do a sound check, and they go, well, they're going to love you because this afternoon at the conference, they played your whole dentist bit,
Oh, no.
and it killed.
Hilarious.
I go, what? They go, they played it, the 7-minute dentist bit. I've been memorizing it all day. I got a candlestick in the mirror.
My God.
And they're like, it murdered. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
Oh,
All day I've been
no.
fucking watching this thing.
How many do you think you have? You got your 12 dentist bits you can pull right out of your ass?
So they just burned all my dent, and so it's good. So I'm like, now I'm really fucked. And I'm like, just reading. Normally, I'm a pretty free-flowing comic. I go, I got an idea. Let me go up there.
Sure.
I'm like reading words. I'm writing. I'm calling friends. I'm like, can I do your bits? Do you have any bits?
You got anything on the tooth, the canine, the molar?
And then the Dr. Galler comes up. He goes, oh, yeah, it's going to be fun. They're going to love you. Don't worry about it. And he goes, you can do 45 if you
Okay.
want. So I got 15 minutes lopped off. And then I go, I got to be pretty clean, huh? He says, no. And he goes, no.
Oh, this is music to my ass.
He goes, no. He goes, watch me. I'm going to go up. He does a butthole joke. He talks about sex. By the way, his kids are there. They're like 8 and 10 in the front row.
Wow, that's
but he's
odd.
like, nobody cares. It doesn't matter.
Yes.
So now I have the relief. I've taken 25% of the time off.
Yes.
And I can go blue now.
Yeah.
So I'm like, whoosh. It takes every load off my back that I want on my back.
Sure.
He goes up, kill. I mean, he does dentist. He's killing. Inside baseball. They're dying laughing. Hot crowd. A lot of hot women because it's all the hygienists and stuff.
Oh, my God. Yeah, the hottest.
But I guess Gaffigan did it the year before, and they started to get tired. And so I'd heard the crowd gets tired because it's a
Okay.
long day. They all flew in from the East Coast.
Sure.
So I had that. I ended up doing about 52 or something like that.
Hey, that a baby.
But in the middle of the show, you could feel them slowly peeling up. People would slowly
Yeah.
kind of like slink off to bed. And you're
That's
like,
a lot.
yeah, it's a long
I
day
get it.
living in Reseda.
Sure.
I think Bert lives out there, or used to.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. But anyways,
Bleed in Reseda.
so anyways, the show ended up being good, and you're like, oh, what a relief. Then you get that fat old paycheck. Feels great. Go back to the hotel. Beautiful night. And that feeling of post-show, post-schmooze, all that stuff. You see a couple NBA players, a couple audience members. There was one Tuesday in there.
You better believe it. It's all pipes.
And you go back, you sleep in that big, cushy bed.
Oh.
That's beautiful. And the next day, I wake up, I get a ride to the airport, get a car, and now I'm driving through the mountains down to Irvine, California.
Ooh,
which
is that
is
3.5?
about 4, maybe 3.5, 4, about 4 hours.
That's a nice desert ride.
And then you got the Irvine Improv, which I'll tease some of this because I don't want to go crazy. But by the way, Monas, who's my West Coast opener,
Love Lukey.
he was back here in New York because he got passed at the cellar. Good for you, Monas.
Hakaluki.
So I'm like, what am I gonna do? I got he's my West Coast guy. I hit up my old pal Andy Hendrickson.
Oh,
Who I've
he's
been
funny.
Friends with for 20 years. I go, I know you're above this. You probably don't want to. Any interest in coming down to Irvine? He's in.
Hell yeah, you better believe it.
So I got a nice old buddy. Chris Walsh comes down, and that Irvine room is a beauty.
It's clean as a whistle. It's a high-tech, brand new, state-of-the-art.
And boy, did the gays come out. Sold out of shirts with one show left. That's the best feeling.
Nothing better.
Sell out of merch, and then you still go do the meet and greet. And so many nice fans. So thank you, Irvine. And Andy and I went to Laguna Beach. We had a honeymoon, swam in the ocean. That was delightful. It heals. And just a great weekend. Then I went up to Hollywood for a few days. I'll get into that next week. But
Oh, boy, I can't wait. What an ep.
what an ep. Classic ep. What a month of July we had. And now we're into August. And new special, August 18th on YouTube. What would be great is if you could watch it when it premieres. It'll be, I think, 10 Eastern. Friday night, 7 Pacific. You can stay up till 11 p.m., for God's sakes. I'll be in the live chat, and I'll be goofing around in there. So come out. It's all algorithm. If you're able to, watch it while it premieres. You know how it goes. And a bunch of dates, comedianjoelist.com. And join the Patreon.
Yes. Get on the Patreon. It's cooking. We're about to do a bonus right now. So you're missing out. Last week, we just did an extra half show. So
Yeah.
You're
We did a
missing
lot
all
of that.
kinds of goodies.
Yeah, a lot of fun stuff. Great Patreon. Where are you going to be? I mean, you're all over the place.
All over the place. Big theater tour. MarkNormanComedy.com. Coming to Louisville, San Diego, Austin, Denver, you name it. Check the website. Louisville's pretty light. Cincinnati, you name it. And watch Soup to Nuts on Netflix. What do you got, Chucko?
Check out my pod, Fun Bearable, at funbearablepod.com. Newest episode, I think, is where Bray and I are heading to the airport for Ray to go to Greece, Turkey, and Italy.
Oh,
Whoa.
Yeah, it was we had some mishaps, but
hope he gets
good
2
time.
seats.
That's a whole part of it. But
Okay.
And big documentary coming up with Joe leading up to his special called Hour by Hour. Features Mark and Joe talking about all of his specials over the years and producing the new one. It's going to be really fun at Joe's YouTube.
Now we're talking, Fatty.
I'm talking about working for a living. I'm not talking about gay cruising or pleasure sailing.
I'll also be in Europe, by the way, coming out there. So yeah, thanks, gang. What a time. I'm glad I got that out. It was sitting in my asshole
That was nice.
like a turtle head. But yeah, we'll see you in hell. Praise Allah.
To be
George St.
yourself.